You're on.
Cutco Mike with two loyal customers in St. Louis, Missouri. They want a quick overview, so we're going to share with them the proper uses of a homemaker set. So, in your homemaker block, you have your steak knives at the bottom. I do recommend to keep them in upside down. They're called table knives because they have the rounded tip, so you can use it for like butter on toast, cream cheese on a bagel. But basically, the sharpest steak knife that money can buy. I actually have two customers, one of them being my financial advisor, who didn't like those because they're too small, and they bought the trimmers as steak knives because he feels more manly. But those are pretty average for just about everybody. So steak knives, pretty simple. Then you have a 4-inch paring knife. This is good for more of like your dense things.
Can you hold that up for a moment?
So like potatoes, apples, cucumbers, and because of the smooth edge, you don't really want to connect it with any meats or fats because it'll dull. Your best use is going to be something like a kiwi, a strawberry, apple. So think of it as like just a simple fruit knife. Then you have a smaller version of it. This is the one that you'd use to like top the strawberry, peel the apple. If you're going to try to cut it into little pieces, I just did this today. A mango. If you guys ever buy like mangoes, are awesome. It's great to kind of peel the mango and then kind of cut into pieces.
Can you hold the knife up when you
Okay,
pick it up?
that's the paring knife.
Okay.
Thank you. I feel like a celebrity here. Then you have your medium-sized carver. I always recommend the thing you're cutting should be the same size as the actual food you're cutting. So think of like a grapefruit size or a softball size. It's great for pineapple carving, like just a small little roast. If you're going to carve a big roast, you would want to use the longer one. So this is your 9-inch version. So that's the one you'll use more for the holidays. This is the everyday one that you use more for just kind of cooking for the family. Easter, Thanksgiving, Christmas, if you do a little roast for 4th of July, just a great knife. It does have the kind of bowed edge, so you can kind of pull through, so you always make a clean, even slice. So that's a 9-inch carver. And then you also have the bread slicer. The difference is this one's completely flat, so when you're cutting through a piece of bread, you're always going to get a nice clean slice. Make them really,
Really thin.
yeah, that's one of the customers' favorites. Then you have your forks. I've been using this one quite a bit because I've been doing a lot of bacon. I love bacon. So it's great because they're really sharp teeth, and you can just get right into the bacon, flip it right over, and then, yeah.
I've never tried that. And I'm a bacon fanatic.
And then buy like the peppercorn like bacon, like it's already on the, it's so good. But yeah, flipping bacon, and then just like if you have like little steaks or pork roast or anything, like you need to turn it or hold it to carve with. But this is the one that you basically are going to use as your food's being cooked or done cooking, because you're going to want to brace it and hold it and then carve it like that. So we kind of sell this as kind of a set. They have like, this is a nice gift set for like business gifts or holidays, like for anyone, or also like for someone getting married too. And then the carving fork is a little wider. It does hold a little bit more pressure, but this is going to be more for your traditional like turkeys and to hold it in place. And then you can also use it paired up with this, so you can transport it. You don't want to use forks because then you risk dropping the turkey, before the Thanksgiving supper. What else do we have left here? Our butcher knife. To be honest, this one doesn't get used a whole lot. It's more outdated. But if you're going to use it on your more frozen stuff. So if you have hamburger patties, hot dogs, a rack of ribs, you have a lot of surface area, so you can kind of push straight down and separate your frozen things. And then like watermelon, basically kind of cut right through and then push down if you can't all the way go through. If it's a bigger watermelon. And then you have a round, so you're cutting half of it now. And you basically go right through the top and push straight down, and then right through the top, push straight down, and you get that perfect little wedge. It's really awesome. Try that next time you get some watermelon. And then we have the trimmer. This is a great utility knife for tomatoes. Cut up your chicken into little strips if you're going to throw it on a salad, or if you just want to serve it like already pre-cut. Just a really popular knife. But yeah, this is the one you're going to use for gliding back and forth. You don't really want to use this one to chop with. It's not going to be as effective. You would want to use a chef knife, which I'll show you guys here next. Chef knife. This is a full-size chef knife, so you have to be comfortable with it. We do recommend that usually add the smaller one too if you do a lot of chopping. But once you get comfortable, basically you always keep the tip down. The traditional style of a French chef is basically rocking like that. And then it has a higher clearance, so your fingers are not going to be right on top of the blade. a lot of the other brands, it's designed to your hands like that.
Mhm.
People who are chefs and culinary people, they get used to that, but a mom and dad usually just, they just want to use it and be safe and have it work. But celery, just chopping like that is really effective. Never on meats because it'll dull it. And then your cheese knife is a fun new one. We sell this as like a forever knife because it's going to stay sharp really, really long. It's got holes, so things that have a consistency of sticking are usually they don't stick with this very seldom. I had a customer cut through Velveeta and it just lighted right through, even like through the little foil, aluminum foils wrapped in. Yeah, it's awesome. Great for tomatoes, as we witnessed your daughter cut right through that. It's an awesome piece. And then,
Oh, do you want to get on there too, Joe?
What's that?
loyal customer, Joe's been buying Cutco for years. We got his hunting knife. How would you recommend the hunting
That's
knife?
great.
Oh
Great
yeah.
knife.
How many kills and
Lots
mounts?
of bears, lots of moose, lots of deer, lots of
Over 100 and some
yes.
mounted in northwest St. Louis suburbs, about an hour away from the county here. So this is a nice one. A lot of hunters actually, at first they don't like this because they see it and they see it serrated, and they think it's bad because they feel serrated dulls because it clogs up the hair and the guts and basically the meat. But this is a Cutco edge, so it's not serrated because there's little razor sharp edges. So you actually can use it on your gaming and kind of butchering. So we do sell this once the hunter gets comfortable with it and they love it. We've had customers cut through numerous amounts of deer and different kind of game in the season. We also make a straight edge version too, so it's a preference. And then we also have the fishing knife that's a nice complement. The man's specialty.
The manly man's.
The manly man's. So this is cool because it's orange too, so you won't lose it unless you're really forgetful. If you take your finger, basically it'll go from 6 inches to 7 to 8 to 9. You could pop it out and run hot water through it, so if it gets really nasty, you can clean it.
And all these items can be
absolutely.
are dishwasher safe.
And then we switched out his case today because his was used in many different settings. So we have a sharpener for your hooks. You can touch up your blade and hone it if you're on the boat or you don't have Cutco might come out right away. And then you also have a little gap here that it's not big enough for your finger, but you could slip your line right through that and cut a little twine or your fishing line. And then it also has a little clip, you could wear it on your belt and be all cool. And then the last thing is the cutting boards. We do recommend our Cutco cutting boards because they're made with like a poly resin, so it'll actually be dishwasher safe. It keeps your knife sharper. It's Cutco guaranteed, so it's basically like you buy it once and you're done. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So signing off.
Cool.
Thank
Thank
you.
So there you go. So now you could watch your